It is 3 minutes past 8 a.m. in Nairobi, Kenya. Good morning. This is Morning Express. Let's take a look at some of our top stories this hour. And all eyes will be on Treasury CS Henry Rotich as he presents the 2017-2018 budget to Parliament this afternoon. Today's budget statement is a departure from the traditional June date when the statement is presented to lawmakers as Kenya heads to a general election in August. The government has promised not to burden Kenyans with additional taxes as it presents its 2.6 trillion shillings budget. Let's now speak to our Abby Agina, who is on the streets of Nairobi. Abby, good morning. You've been speaking to Kenyans on what they expect from the budget reading this afternoon. The government, they're promising that they will not be imposing additional taxes on Kenyans. But what do Kenyans expect?
Well, good morning to you, Michelle, back in studio. It is a chilly morning here on the streets of Nairobi, and we're coming to you live from Banda Street. And a lot of Kenyans have a mixed bag of expectations this budget day. And of course, one of the biggest concerns for a majority of Kenyans has been the question of the consumable goods, that being the cost of maize flour, the cost of cooking fat. And this continues to elicit a lot of reactions, people saying that the government needs to reduce taxes on basic commodities. The other major issue for Kenyans is the issue around the debt which the country has been incurring in the name of executing big ticket projects, Michelle. So really it's one of the biggest budgets we are seeing in Kenya's history. It's at 2.62 trillion shillings. And of course, the budget deficit is also another big concern, which we want to see what measures the Treasury Cabinet Secretary will be making towards tackling this, Michelle. And I'll be speaking to one or two Kenyans in a short while, Michelle. But if you have any other question, please go ahead, Michelle.
Absolutely, Abby. You've covered several budget statements previously. What are some of the key issues that we're expecting to be addressed in this particular statement?
So this is one of the unique budgets, Michelle. It's coming in the month of March. Ideally, it has always been done in the month of June. And this is mainly because of the elections that are expected in August. So that's why we're seeing a revise of the date of the budget. But something unique we are going to see this year is that being an election year, significant spending will be channeled towards the elections, where we are seeing the judiciary will also be likely getting one of the big allocations, and of course the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission, IBC. So these are going to dominate part of the budget speech today in the afternoon. And the other area that we are likely to see the CS tackling this time round, Michelle, is a question of manufacturing sector, which continues to experience some serious turmoil. A number of companies have had to close shop because of the high cost of operating in Kenya. So we are keen to see some of the tax measures. Many of the analysts have spoken to Michelle. Their view is that some aspects need to be taxed, such as gambling. We are seeing the gaming being one of the biggest sectors that has been growing in the last few years. So there's a likelihood that this is an area that will be targeted this time round. And of course, we're also hoping to see which other sectors might be targeted. So Michelle, let me just bring in one of the Kenyan on the streets this morning just to pick his mind on what his expectations for the budget are. And of course, just share with you their sentiments. Asante sana. Tafadhali tungependa utuambie unaitwa nani na maoni yako ni gani kuhusu bajeti?
Naitwa Nicholas Mutuvi, na maoni yangu ni kwamba the budget kama sisi wa Kenya wa kawaida imetufinyia, nataka cost of kama the basic needs, the basic commodities iweze kupunguza price. Kama unga kwa mfano unapata unga ni 150 2 kg. It just happen in Kenya. We want just the cost of basic needs, commodities to come down. Kama CS anaweza address such thing, itasaidia sana. Yeah.
Na ukiangalia like young people when it comes to getting a job, is it a priority for you? And what would you like to see being done in this year's budget? Should more money be allocated to be given to youths through different programs like Wezo Fund, the Youth Fund, Women Enterprise Fund?
Yeah. In fact, that's a critical area. We would like tunaweza penda sana kama vijana. Vijana kwa tumetengwa sana cause unapata nowadays even to get internship ni ngumu sana. So tunataka vijana tukue prioritized like vile umesema in such kama Uwezo Fund cause hata ku access Uwezo Fund it has become very difficult. Kuna a lot of cartels like for example mimi nilijaribu, we formed a group and we were unable to access such a fund. Tukaambiwa sijui we had to go a lot of bureaucracy na tukuweza ku access. So government please do something. Please ofanye kitu.
Santi sana. That's Michelle. That's just one of the Kenyans we are talking to this morning, and there's another one joining me now, and we want to just tell us what's your name and what's your expectation as Kenya goes to the budget.
Okay, my name is Enos Ochieng. I'm a student at ZTech. Okay, about the budget, to me, and I talked in my student perspective, I'll say that the prices of goods are too high, especially when it comes to the time we want to do our shopping stuffs. We find it very difficult because sometimes you try to push your parent so that you can send you some money, which to some extent you find that it does not satisfy your needs because of the high prices of goods like the maize flour. Yeah. Yes.
Many thanks there, Enos Ochieng, talking to us. Let me bring in a lady's perspective just to also hear what the women have to say about this year's budget. And thank you very much for joining us on Morning Express. And tell us your name and what do you do for a living and what are your expectations of the budget?
My name is Caroline Dege. Currently, I'm working at SGS Kenya as a human resource assistant. And the budget so far, it's not favored us, majority of the people, because even as we look at the cost of the foods, especially what people consume on a daily basis, the prices have gone really high, and it's our hope that the next budget, they should consider the common wananchi.
And speaking about the common Mwananchi, what are your biggest concerns when it comes to the economy and what would you like to be addressed?
The prices of everything, actually. Like unga, skari, everything that people need to eat on a daily basis. Yeah.
Well, many thanks there. That's just one of the other many Kenyans talking to us on their expectations around the budget. And Michelle, it is a big day that, of course, many looking forward to seeing what taxation measures the government will be taking on. Will they be addressing issues around the fuel prices? Where I'm standing at, Michelle, I'm just in front of one of the petrol stations here, and by the look of things, people haven't been topping up huge amounts of fuel on their cars. Perhaps an indication of the harsh times we are in, Michelle. For now, I hand you over back to Michelle. And of course, we will continue to give you live updates from the streets and also from Parliament as Kenyans await the budget reading expected in the afternoon. For now, back to you, Michelle.